So let's talk about Man City, right? Because they're in a great position. It's evenly poised, 3-3, but I mean it's 0-0 because away goals count for nothing. I expect City to go through.
I do.
We haven't really talked about the fact they're on for not just the treble, but they're on the
double treble.
The double treble. Why are we not talking about it? And the question I asked there going into that package was: are City a big club? I don't really know nowadays what a big club is.
Do you know? Again, when I first come into the studio earlier, and we started talking about what we're going to talk about on the show, I've thought about that. I think what constitutes a big club, and it's very difficult because everyone's got their own take on it. Having commentated on matches around the world, right? So I've been out to South Africa a lot. I've been out to the Far East a lot, commentating for the Premier League and working out there in those parts of the world. When you rock up in Johannesburg and places like that, all you see is the red of Man United and the red of Liverpool, really, interspersed with some other bits, of course, but United, Liverpool, massive out there.
Yeah.
In the Far East, Liverpool are ginormous. They are. They're so huge. They've got supporters clubs everywhere. They've got this, they've got that. So, look, what constitutes a big club? Not just a big stadium, not just a great team and a great coach and winning, but I think what really constitutes is that global, worldwide appeal where you can turn up somewhere in the most remote of places and you can see your team's colours.
See, I hear what you're saying, but I don't see it that way, right? Now, I got shot down. I'm going to actually defend Man City here, which is going to surprise a few people. I don't see it that way. I think a big club is what is a big club now, right? So for argument's sake, if Man City go in for a player, because I think Man City are one of the biggest clubs in world football at the moment, that player's got a tough decision to make.
Yeah.
Now, when we talked about this in a meeting, I said Arsenal are a bigger club than City. Everyone apart from me went yes. I don't know what your view on that is. And then I'll put Chelsea in the mix. I mean, yeah, Chelsea bigger. But I'm thinking, if you're someone like Erling Haaland and Arsenal and Man City come in for you, it's a no-brainer. You're going to Man City because at the moment, they offer more. They have more chance of silverware. Therefore, currently, as we stand today,
they're a bigger club.
I see Man City as a bigger club than Arsenal.
I don't think, personally, I don't think the hardcore City fans are even bothered about the fact that whether in other people's eyes they're a giant of a club or not. I wouldn't assume that they even care about that.
No, I agree with that.
Because they're in the moment. They're living the moment. They've had years of staring at others winning stuff and staring at others being ultra competitive and buying the best players, and now it's them. Now all the eyes are firmly on them and what they're doing right now. So it's a question I think that sits very easily with some fans. I don't care. It gets on others' wick. It gets on others. It annoys sections of certain fans that they're not considered a big club. City are a big club. Are they a global giant? Probably not yet. Everyone knows who Man City are, but not every. How are you going to wrestle away the sort of appeal that United have had for so long?
But that's the history. That's what they've gone through, right?
That's the history, and that's what they've gone through.
Who do you think is a big club? Is it Arsenal or Man City?
I would suggest at the moment, now Manchester City are a bigger club than Arsenal.
Okay. What about Chelsea? Throw Chelsea in there.
Again, I think I'd have to say there's recent history, and Chelsea's recent winning history makes them very prominent. But right now, probably City, I would say, are a bigger club than Chelsea. But again, it's purely an opinion.
Let me ask you this. Will Man City, right, and I agree with you regards to Liverpool, Man United.
Man United are sort of away.
But it's to do with the history, right? You go back to 1968, United, of course, became the first English side to win the Champions League. You've got then Liverpool dominated Europe and have done, 6 is it now? And Man United are just, they are slightly behind them, but still they've got a few Champions Leagues, 3, of course, in their cabinet. Will Man City, in the minds of people that don't see them as a big club, will Man City ever be on the same level as United and Liverpool?
I think it'd be difficult because I don't see Pep staying for that much longer. I'm sure he'll stay for whatever he decides, whenever he wakes up one day and says, I'm done, I've had enough. But he can stay as long as he likes, but it won't be forever. And following him is going to be like, good luck, all the best with that one. Mm-hmm. And then the club have got decisions to make on how they want to try and move forward from that point. And the beauty with the Premier League is, and everyone is always trying to get better in the main. Everybody, and these, we've got a lot of clubs now prepared to spend like money now that we've never seen before in order to try and muscle in to the top end of what's happening. So it's incredibly difficult to stay there. City are rightfully there. There's a lot of big clubs. There's a lot of big teams in and around them. But I personally think you can only really judge how the mass appeal of a particular club in terms of on a global scale now. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where Liverpool and United, because of their history, because of what they've had gone before them, that's where they score over everybody else.
Okay. We'll take calls on that. Also, what dictates as to whether a club is or isn't a bigger club than another. 03717 223344. Can Man City get to the levels of Manchester United and Liverpool? Is it just about time? In Man City have changed from about 2008 onwards is when the investment came. So we're talking nearly 20 years, right?
Yeah.
How many more years will it take if, of course, you think it's going to take sometime? Maybe a club needs a bit of history, but also let's take calls on what you think is going to happen tonight, right? Yes. Because it is live on talkSPORT. It's a very, very exciting game for so many reasons. Game. How do you see that game going?
I think we can't ignore what happened and how incredibly well City played against them last year when they played probably, certainly for the first 45, if not the first hour, some of the best football I think I've seen for years.
Yeah.
They were just astonishing. Can they produce that again? I doubt, because they were that good on the night. But I think they've got more than Real Madrid. Madrid have got Bellingham, they've got Vinicius, they've got people that can change things. But I also get the feeling that City, when they lose possession, if they have one of those nights when they get it back so quick and keep coming at you again and keep trying to find those little gaps and those real important forward passes to give people a chance, I'm not sure Real Madrid are going to handle that.
We'll take calls on that 03717 223344. Just quickly, I've got a question for you. You have to answer it.
Okay.
All right? You can't sit on the fence.
Go on.
Who's a bigger club? Man City or Celtic?
Celtic are a bigger club, probably.
Because why do you stick probably on that?
Well, no, Celtic are a big. From what I said earlier about
who's a bigger club?
About global appeal.
Who's a big club, Celtic or Man City?
Celtic.
Okay. Simon, the Celtic fan, can have his say on national radio. Hello, Simon. How are you?
Hi, lads. How are you? You all right? Good show.
I'm great. Thank you, man. Are you all right? You well?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I just wanted to. I heard what you were saying regarding Haaland and would he sign for City? Would he sign for Chelsea? And you said it was a big.
But it was Arsenal. I said City or Arsenal is what I said.
Sorry. Well, I think you've got yourself. I think you've confused a big club with a big opportunity, particularly for a player. And City are in a position where they can offer these players potential, a lot, silverware and a lot of accolades, but they can only do that because of the investment all the way back when, 10, 15 years ago. Had it not been for that, they wouldn't be the club they are now. And I would argue, when you look back at City over the years, iconic club, everybody knows they play at Main Road. They were probably more iconic, particularly in England, before the investment. And I think that's what makes a big club.
Yeah, but when you say they wouldn't be like that without the investment, I never understand that argument because they have that investment. It's like when people say, "Oh, Chelsea would be in a world of trouble without take Cole Palmer out there." Well, why take him out? He's part of their team. Yeah,
but he's part of the team because if you ask any sort of old school, and I don't necessarily buy into this, but the old school football fan deems a big, Middle Eastern takeover as anti-football. So and a team who profits from anti-football, it kind of goes hand in hand with they can't really become a big club or a particular, or if they do, they then all of a sudden become a club with no history or a plastic club like people attack Chelsea for. So I think that got kind of all lends itself. So it's kind of how you get there. I think that's also a part of what makes a big club rather than just a lump sum cash overnight and you can buy the best players because all of a sudden they're then mercenaries rather than playing. They don't want to play for the back. I mean, Haaland's dad did play for the club, so maybe it's an exception. But Bernardo.
What do you mean mercenaries?
Well, again, biggest pay packet, biggest opportunity.
Why is that a mercenary? Why is that a mercenary?
Did Bernardo Silva, as an example, grow up on the streets of Portugal and think, I can't wait to play for Man City? Whereas kids grow up wanting to play for...
But why is that I don't understand it, Simon. What do you do for a living?
I'm an account manager for...
Right, if another firm of accountants come in and trebled your wages, you'd go to them, right? No one will call you a mercenary.
I'd call myself a mercenary, but I don't mind that.
Why is it a mercenary?
Well, I suppose if they're going to go there for the pay packet and they're going to go there for that, I mean, I suppose the players who are going out to Dubai have got Qatar. They've probably got the mercenary, mindset a little bit more than those who wanted to try it in the Premier League. But would he have gone to Man City without that cash? The Haaland.
Of course he wouldn't.
The Ruben Diaz.
Of course he wouldn't, because he wants to earn money.
Yeah, listen, it's a good point, but I just think that. Well, the argument is not what makes a player a mercenary. The argument is what makes a club a big club. And
yes,
again,
that's
I
right.
think for a club to be a big club, they have to have, throughout a football fan base, they have to have like that iconic moment or that iconic player. And for City, in 30, 40 years' time, if they do the double treble, that will be their iconic moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Yeah, it's about.
They haven't got that yet.
Okay, all right, Simon.
Nice one, Simon. Yeah, look.
That's I think the point, right? That you need that history. You need 30, 40, 50 years of history.
Probably do, and you probably need. We're talking about something here that we can't answer right now with City. They're so brilliant in the moment. Right now, they are the best team, and they're the team everyone would love to be most. But again, rubbing shoulders, trying to have the global appeal. I think that Liverpool and United have got is they can't do that now. They haven't got that now, and it's going to take some time before they do. And if United respond, and if United can get anywhere near perhaps what they once were, and they're still a long way away from that, if they can, then that makes it even harder for City eventually to try and play catch up, Okay.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.